Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we're back here with our second video. This one is something a little bit more intermediate. So I hope you enjoy this one. Make sure you have a towel, maybe somewhere near your mat, maybe a bottle of water. So just something to help you get through the next 50 minutes. And namaste. See you later. Let's begin today's practice by coming to sit comfortably into your hero pose. So sitting onto your heels. Finding a tall neutral spine here as you relax your shoulders, relax your palms on top of your thighs. Your palms are facing upwards towards the ceiling. Very gently close your eyes here and notice if you're clenching your jaw. You want to relax your jaw here. If you need to part your lips just a slight bit, go ahead. And just notice that space between the eyebrows. If you're feeling a little bit tense there, see if you can relax that part of the face. Now from here, tuning into your breath. So we're taking a few breaths here, just finding your center before we start moving. Notice how your inhales are feeling. How your inhales expanding the chest towards the front or maybe towards the sides of the body here. On your exhales, how are you feeling? Are your sitting bones pressing down into the mat? So just take notice of this little small things that's happening into your body here. Couple of breaths. Take a moment. And notice with every breath, does anything change within your inner body? Now slowly start to blink your eyes open, coming into a wide-legged child's pose. Open up the knees to the sides. Crawl your fingers forward and relax. Forehead down. Relax your elbows. Relax your palms. Relax your hips all the way back towards your heels. Couple breaths here just to notice how the body feels. So your hips are still working here because the knees are open up towards the side. And your hips are still sitting all the way back towards your heels at the same time because your hands are stretching out to the front of the mat. You're also feeling it through your shoulders. Just a couple more breaths. Now lifting the head, we're going to slide forward into your frog pose, keeping the knees wide open. Take the shins and your feet outside of the mat here if you can. It's in the same line as your knees. If not, then just try your best. You're going to flex your toes outside of your mat. So left toes are flexing to the left, right toes flexing to the right. If you need to walk your forearms or your elbows a little bit further forward, go ahead. Now this is not the most comfortable pose, but you're just going to breathe into the stretch. Inner thighs are feeling it here. Now working into Sphinx, straighten and close your legs all the way towards the back of the mat, still pressing down into your elbows. Take a moment here. Shoulders are away from the ears. From here, looking back towards your left toes, you're going to bend into your left knee as if you're coming into tree pose, but with the Sphinx shape. So notice how that inner thigh feels on the left side as you come back facing forward into your Sphinx pose. Just notice how the body feels. From here, staying on your elbows, we're going to walk the elbows out towards the right. So again, once more, notice how the body feels. How does your left thigh or inner thighs on the left side feels when your hands walk away to the other side? Now pressing down into your left elbow, you're going to point your right toes up towards the ceiling. Right hand reaches back, hold on to the pinky toe side of the foot. Press the foot down towards the hip as much as you can. Twist and look back, maybe turn the shoulders and the elbows upwards. Rotation here, stay. When you're ready, very gently release a foot, come back to the front. Take a moment here again. And in your own time, you're going to release that left leg straight, coming back to your Sphinx pose. Now looking over to your right foot, you're going to bend into your right knee. We're taking tree pose on this side right now. When you're ready, turn back to face the front. Notice if this side feels any different from the left. We're usually a little bit imbalanced on both sides, and there's nothing wrong with that, but just notice how the body feels. Looking over to the left, now walk your elbows out to the left, away from your bent right knee, and notice how that side of the body feels. Is that little twist feeling a little bit too much, or maybe a bit less? Just notice without changing anything. Now pressing down into your right elbow, look back towards your left toes. Left toes are going to point up. Left hand grabs hold of the pinky toe side of the foot and slowly pull the foot down towards the hip, opening up the chest a little bit more. Turn the elbow upwards. Stay here. When you're ready to release, release the foot down, turn back towards the front again. Take a moment with the knee bent. And in your own time, release that leg to straight, coming back into your Sphinx pose. Cobra pose from here. Bring your palms by the side of your chest. Roll the shoulders open, press down slightly into the palms. If you can, keep a slight bend in your elbows here. Press down into your hands, relax the shoulders. Moving into your wide-legged child's pose once more, pushing the hips back. Take a moment here, inch your fingers forward once more, sending your hips all the way back towards your heels, and close your eyes. Now from here, we're going to round forward, keeping your wide-legged here. Round forward, find an arch in your tabletop, tuck your toes. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, release back into child's pose, release your toes. There's a couple more rounds this way. When you're ready, rounding forward, arching the back, open the chest, lift the gaze up. Inhale, exhale back into your child's pose. Okay, coming back up again, rounding the spine, and then find your arch, open the chest. Inhale, exhale, release all the way back into your child's pose. So this is a wide-legged version of your cat-cow. Now this time, coming up into your downward facing dog. Lift the hips all the way up towards the ceiling as you pedal out the legs here, walking out. So you're easing the hamstrings before we move on into the flow. So take your time here. Notice how your hamstrings are feeling. Notice your shoulders as well. Are you pressing your knuckles down onto the mat so your hands are gripping the mat as much as you can? When you're ready, finding stillness in your downward facing dog. Looking forward, take your time. Walk the feet forward in between the hands. Your legs can be straight or bent, your choice. Find your halfway lift, flat back. Inhale, forward fold on your exhale. One more time like this. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale to fold. Now bend a lot into your knees. Grab hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll. You're going to let the upper body just hang very heavy on top of your thighs as you sway the body here to the left and to the right. Take a moment, feel the release into your lower back. When you're ready, release the hands down, round the spine, coming all the way up to stand. Hands are reaching up to the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. You can close your eyes here. Take a moment before we move on to the flow. Get your breath if you need to. Okay, now you're going to heel toe your feet to mat width apart. Sitting your hips into a halfway goddess, halfway squat position here. You're going to find an arch, just a small arch and a flat back through your upper body as you reach the hands forward. Sit a little lower if you can. Stay here. And squat all the way down, hands to your heart. We're going to repeat this as a drill. When you're ready, halfway, hands reach forward. And exhale, squat down. Inhale, halfway, reach. Exhale, squat all the way down. And inhale, half lift. Exhale, squat down. Okay, take a moment here. You're going to walk out the hips to the left and to the right. Finding a bit of movement. And when you're ready, bring your palms down. You're going to step back into your high plank. Stay here. Inhale, exhale, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, your choice. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, make your way back into your downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. You can always adjust your feet in a little bit if you need to. And again, here, movement or stillness is completely up to you. And from here, you're going to walk your palms backwards to meet your feet, going into the back of the mat. Grab hold of both your big toes with your thumb, index, and middle finger. Half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Elbows are turning outwards. Your knees can be bent here. There's no worries about that. Or you can slowly work towards straightening the legs here. We're going to take a couple breaths. Think of reaching the hips all the way up. So you don't want to push the weight towards the back. The weight is actually moving forward towards your toes. Relax your shoulders. Long breaths here. When you're ready, halfway lift. Release the big toes. Crawl your way back to the top of your mat. Come back into your downward facing dog. So always know that every time we do these stretches, you're going to want to lengthen your breaths. So don't stop the breath. Now look forward. Step your right foot forward, left foot forward, half lift. Inhale, forward fold, exhale. One more time. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Keep that soft bend in your knees. Roll up. Inhale, hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Now heel toe again out to mat width apart. So you're going to find that halfway fold again. Reach your hands forward. The same thing we did earlier. Now this time you're going to lift your heels off the mat. So you're tippy-toe in this position. You want to see if you can sit the hips lower a little bit more, still finding flat back. Stay here for a couple breaths. Maintain strong lower body here. Stay. Stay a little bit more. And slowly palms down. Take a wide-legged forward fold. If you need to bend the knees, please do so. Now half lift. Press your palms. Make your way back into your high plank. Inhale here. Either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog on your inhale. Come back into your downward facing dog on your exhale. Couple breaths. So always use your down dog as your home base. This is where you rest and recover, besides child's pose, of course. Keep the gaze looking back towards your toes here. We're going to get ready to walk the hands all the way back towards the feet. So take your time here. You want to control the body weight. Now when you're there, this time we're going to slide our wrists underneath our feet all the way until the toes are touching the wrist crease all the way in. Now half lift. When you're ready, your knees can be bent. Exhale, same thing. We're going to fold, open up the elbows to the side. Again here, knees can be bent. This is a little bit deeper than the one before. We have a couple breaths here. So take your time here. Always sending the weight towards the toes, towards the front of the feet instead of the back. Hips are reaching up towards the ceiling. Keep your breaths nice and long. We stay here for a little bit. When you're ready to release, look forward. Release your hands from underneath your feet and crawl your way back into your downward facing dog. Hands reaching to the front of the mat. And take a few breaths in your down dog here. Looking forward, this time left foot steps forward first. Right foot follows. Half lift on your inhale. Forward fold on your exhale. One more time. Inhale, long spine. Exhale to fold. Soft bend in your knees, rolling up to stand. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. Inhale. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Exhale. Okay, hands to your hips. Heel toe your feet wide. Again, as wide as your mat. Now you're going to fold the upper body down. Now this time you're going to work into a bind. So your right shoulder wants to get underneath of the right knee as much as you can. Take your time here. Bring the hand to the lower back. Now left hand reaches all the way back. See if you can interlace the fingers. If you can't, just hold on to your shirt. If you can, your option here is to keep the knees bent. Or if you want to go for a little twist through the spine, work towards straightening both your legs. You'll notice that the body will want to twist open towards the left. But don't push it. If your hamstrings are feeling it here, find an option that works. And take a moment. Breathe here. Looking down, bend into the knees. Release the bind, release the hands down. And we're going to step back into your high plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, Vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog on your inhale. Back into your downward facing dog. Exhale, catch your breath. So always finding nice long breaths whenever you have the chance to stay a little longer in your down dog. Keep the gaze looking back. Once more, we're going to prepare to walk our hands towards the back of the mat. Take your time. Walk your hands back. Okay, slight bend into the knees. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Right thumb, index, middle finger, grab hold of your right big toe. We're going to come up to stand. So take your time. Nice and strong standing leg. Right leg comes up with the upper body. Now that leg can be straight if it's possible. Otherwise, keep a bend through the knee. You want to keep your torso lifted. So try not to fold the chest forward or backwards. Keeping your spine tall here. Your right shoulder is pulling back here. Stay. Couple of breaths. Stay here, breathing. This is not the easiest pose. When you're ready, release the leg down, take your forward fold. And now look forward, crawl forward, go back into your downward facing dog. Take 1 or 2 breaths here. And looking forward, right foot steps forward, left foot follows. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. One more time, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping your knees soft. Let's take our time rolling all the way up. Hands up to the ceiling. Inhale. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Okay, same thing on the other side. Bring your hands to your hips. Heel toe, your feet wide. Folding the upper body down. This time your left shoulder works underneath the left knee. Reach your left hand over to the lower back. Right hand reaches back and see if you can interlace. If you can, again, hold on to your shirt. That's good enough. You're going to stay there. If you've got the interlace, either keeping the knees bent or slowly straighten out the legs, the body will want to twist over to the right this time. Again, here your breaths are still smooth. This is not the easiest pose, especially if your hamstrings are tight. But take it easy. Let the breath guide you. When you're ready to release, bend the knees, release the hands, press the palms down, go back into your high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing on your inhale. Coming back into your downward facing dog on your exhale. A couple of long breaths. Always checking in with your breath, checking in with your physical body here. Also checking in if there are any thoughts that are running around through your head when you're practicing. When you're ready, palms are going to go backwards again towards the feet. This time, your right hand to your right hip, your left thumb, index, middle finger, grab hold of your left big toe. Take your time coming up to stand. Again, here, option, that left leg either to straight or keep a bend here, but can you keep your body upright? Try not to fold forward or backwards. And you want to draw that left shoulder back so you're not pulling the body forward here. Bend into the knee if you need to. Stay. Breathing in, slowly release the leg forward, fold all the way down. Look forward, make your way forward into your downward facing dog. 1 or 2 breaths here just to settle down. Looking forward, left foot forward first, right foot to follow halfway. Inhale, forward fold on your exhale. One more time, inhale, flat back. Exhale, take your fold. Soften the legs, rolling up to stand, hands up to the ceiling. Inhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Exhale. Let's take a moment, closing down the eyes. Breathe here. Halfway point, so checking in with how you feel. Okay, blinking your eyes, open again once more. Now open up your feet wide. This time you're going to squat all the way down. All right, keep your hands at your heart center. You're walking up the hips here. Take a moment. Swaying the hips left to right. Press both of your palms down. Lift the hips slightly. Now you're going to step your left leg all the way back. And release the left knee down. Release the toes. You're going to look over to your right knee. Open up that right hip. So the foot wants to walk outside of the mat. Your right hand is pressing against that right thigh. Open the hip. Maybe twist. Maybe look back. Stay here. When you're ready, reach that right hand up and towards the back. Stay here for a moment. So feel the shoulder opening, feel the twist in your spine. Now start to pick up the back toes up to the ceiling. Right hand grabs hold of the pinky toe side of the foot. Bring the foot into the butt. Now kick away. Inhale. Exhale, draw the foot in. Inhale, kicking away, straighten the elbows. Exhale, bring the foot in. And stay. You're going to turn the elbows upwards here. Stay. Quad stretch and a twist and a shoulder opening. Very slowly release the foot down. Turn back to the front. Bring your palm down. Close your right hip. So bring the foot back in. Tuck into your back toes. Back knee off the mat. Stay in your lizard. Now crawl all the way to the back of the mat. Skandasana, side lunge. And you're going to sit into that left hip. Right leg straight. Stay here. Nice tall spine. Flexing your straight toes up to the ceiling. And slowly, without the hands, find your way back to the top of your mat. This time, left palm down, right hand up. Your back toes are off the mat. Stay here, back heel off the mat. Sorry, as you look up towards your right fingers. Simple twist. Look down here. Now we're going to work the core. Bring that right knee on top of your right armpit. Stay. Lift the foot. Round the back. Now send the leg back into your one-legged plank. Inhale, one-legged chaturanga. Exhale, cobra upward facing. Inhale, come back into your downward facing. Exhale. Take a couple of breaths. Now from here, look forward. Either you walk or hop, come into your squat. So outside of your palms here, bring your hands back to the center of your heart. If you need to find movement again, go ahead, sway the hips left and right. Now bring your palms down to the mat, lift the hips. This time your right leg goes all the way back. Release the knee down, release the toes. You're going to look over to your left knee this time. Left hand press against the thigh. Turn the hip open so the foot can walk out as much as it needs to as you twist and look back. Stay here for a moment. Now left hand up to the ceiling and reach the left hand towards the back of the mat. So preparing for that quad stretch. But find your twist and shoulder opening first. Point your back toes up. Hold on to the pinky toe side of the foot. You're going to straighten the hand, kick away. Exhale, draw the foot into the butt. Quad stretch. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, draw the foot in. 1 more time. Inhale, kick away. Exhale, draw it in. Now you're going to stay here. See if you can turn that elbow up towards the ceiling as you twist a little bit more. Stay. Very slowly release. Turn back to the front. Left palm down. Close the left hip. Bring the foot back in. Lift the back knee off the mat. Walk your way to the back of the mat. Skandasana. And slowly sit your hips down here, but you're keeping the chest lifted. Stay here. Lift the hips, come back to the top of the mat. Bring your right palm down, left hand up to the ceiling here. Come back into your simple twist. Lift the back heel off the mat. Look down, left palm down, coming back into that tiger curl. Bring the left knee to your left armpit. Squeeze and round the back. Sending the left leg back, one-legged plank. Inhale, one-legged chaturanga. Exhale, cobra upward facing on your inhale. Back into your downward facing dog on your exhale. Now take a moment here. Catch your breath if you need to. If you need to walk out the legs, you can as well. Always coming back to your breath whenever you can in your downward facing dog. Look forward. Now you're going to hop forward into your squat or walk forward, your choice. Take a moment in your squat again, finding movement, or stay in your stillness in your malasana. Press your palms down, lift the hips halfway. Step your left leg all the way back. This time, keep the knee off the mat. Send your right hand up to the ceiling. There's a very wide, simple twist here. Stay here. Now from here, nothing changes, but you're going to straighten out that right front leg. Now squaring off the hips. So you're sending the left hip forward, right hip back as you twist. From here, look down, bring that right hand down. You're going to straighten even more through that right leg, maybe flex the toes up to the ceiling, and slowly see if you can inch your fingers forward, stay on your fingertips as you fold in this really wide and long pyramid. Back heel is still off the mat. Now from here, look forward, rebend to your front knee. Press your palms down onto the mat. You're going to bring your left knee to your left armpit. So you can find a variation of your lizard and your crow here as you slide the knee down and bring it back up. Slide the knee down. Bring it back up. Stay here. So you're hugging the knee up to the armpit. When you're ready, step that left leg all the way back. Press the heel down. Crawl back into your skandasana at the back of your mat. Right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Stay here for a moment. Keep the chest lifted. Hands to your heart. Now we're going to open up the hands. So your left hand reaches down, right hand reaches up to the ceiling here. Your gaze follows your right fingers. Now from here, going into Warrior 2, open up the hands, come back to the front of the mat, Warrior 2. And go back down into your Skandasana, hands to your heart, back of the mat. Open up into your Warrior 2, hands open up. And lower down, Skandasana, hands to your heart. Take Warrior 2 again, open up the hands, sit low into the front hip. And from here, we take simple twist, your left palm down, right hand up, pick up the back heel off the mat. Look down, right hand down, go into your one-legged plank, stay here, inhale, one-legged chaturanga, exhale, cobra or upward facing inhale, back into your downward facing dog on your exhale. Take a moment here, catch your breath before we change sides. Look forward, walk a hop, come back to your squat malasana, hands to your heart or find movement. So you can always take this as your starting point. Palms down, lift the hips. This time your right leg goes all the way back, knee stays off the mat. Left hand opens up to the ceiling. Your really wide, simple twist. And now from here, start to straighten into your left leg, still twisting, still looking up to your left fingers. Adjust the hips. So you want to pull that right hip to the front, left hip to the back. Look down, bring the left hand down. You're going to start to straighten even more into that left leg. Flex the toes up. Maybe crawl the fingers forward. Stay on your fingertips and fold into your super wide and super long pyramid pose. Take a moment. Now from here, look forward, re-bend into the left knee. Walk your hands forward, press your palms down. Right knee into your right armpit. Slide it down. Send it up, inhale. Exhale, slide it down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, slide it down. Inhale up, you're going to stay here, up to the armpit. And when you're ready, step that leg all the way back. We're going to crawl all the way back to the back of the mat, Skandasana. Left leg straight, right knee bend. Open up your chest. So try not to fold the body forward. Try not to round the back. Now open up the hands, your right hand down in front of your right knee, left hand reaches up to the ceiling, the gaze follows your left fingers. And from here, warrior two, open up the hands, warrior two, left knee bend. Come back down into Skandasana, back of the mat, hands to your heart, right knee bend. Okay, prepare warrior two, hands open up, inhale. Exhale, Skandasana, come back to the back of your mat. Warrior two, open up the hands, strong legs, inhale. Exhale, take it down into your Skandasana. Finding warrior two, open up here. And when you're ready, simple twist. Bring your right palm down, left hand up to the ceiling. And slowly look down, step back into your one-legged plank. Going down, one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing. Back into your downward facing dog. Exhale. A couple of breaths here. So always realign the spine whenever you come back to your down dog. You can stay in your down dog or come down to your child's pose. Drop the knees down, catch your breath. Slow down the heart rate here before we move over to your last flow. And just notice again how the body feels. Now that you're way into the flow, notice if there are any changes compared to the start of the class. Now you can stay a little longer in your child's pose, so slowly come up to sit. Take a moment here if you need to wipe down your sweat or you need to have a sip of water, go ahead. Otherwise, just chilling here in your own time, finding your way back into your downward facing dog. Hips are reaching up to the ceiling. Okay, looking forward, come back to squat, walk or hop forward. Take a moment. Bring your hands to your heart once more. Almost there. Walking up the hips one last time. Now we're going for a twist. You're going to bring your right fingers down, left hand up to the ceiling. Gaze follows the left fingers. And now from here, we're going to go for a bind. Your right hand reaches forward and around the right knee towards the lower back. Left hand reaches back again. Again, if you're not binding here, just hold on to your shirt. If you're binding, you're going to open up the chest even more so you can look up to the ceiling a little bit more. Now look down, walk your feet in a little closer. We're going to come up to stand, okay? So your right leg's going to come up with you. Tippy toe here, lift the hips. Come up all the way to stand in your garland pose. Strong standing left leg here. If you can, the body is upright all the way. Stay here, strong standing leg. Regulate the breath here. Now we're going to halfway fold. Keep the standing leg strong. Upper body folds halfway. Very slowly from here, release all the way back down into your squat. Release the bind. Take a moment. Reach the fingers forward around the back. Now bring your hands back in. Press the palms. Lift the hips slightly. Left leg steps all the way back. And slowly walk your right foot outside of your right palm. So from here, you're going to work your right shoulder underneath the right knee. So the upper body wants to lower down. You're going to snuggle that right shoulder as far in under the right knee as you can. You can lower the back knee down. And when you're ready, reach both hands towards the back here into your airplane pose. So you're reaching the hands back here. Okay, this is your option 1. Option 2, both hands towards your lower back. If you can, binding here with the knee down first. Option 2. Now, if you're steady here, you want to move on to the next stage. Tuck into your back toes, back knee off the mat. Still binding. Stay here. Okay, release the bind. Bring your palms down. Can you slowly open up into your extended side angle, keeping your right palm on the inside of your right knee as your left hand reaches up and overhead, chest opens up to the ceiling. Looking down here, we're going to go towards the back of the mat, Skandasana again. So all the way to the back of the mat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Make sure you're flexing the toes. That's towards the front of the mat. So your hips are all the way to the back. And now open up the hands here. Left hand down, right hand reaches up to the ceiling. Gaze follows the right fingers. This time we have an option to bind. So your left hand can reach around the left knee, right hand reaches back. Binding or not, doesn't matter. You can hold on to your shirt as you open up the chest. Roll the shoulder back. Slowly release your hands down. Come back to the front, extended side angle. Once more, left hand up and overhead. If you can, sit into the hips a little bit more. Press down into your back foot firmly. Option to go for a bind here. Left hand towards the lower back. Right shoulder underneath the knee once more. Interlace or not, it doesn't matter. But you're going to open up that shoulder a little bit more so the chest is shining upwards towards the ceiling. Few breaths here. Ready to release, palms down. One-legged plank, right leg back, inhale. One-legged chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or upward facing. Back into your downward facing dog. Exhale, catch your breath. Couple of breaths just to ease you before we finish off the last side of our last flow. Look forward, come back into your squat. And okay, so take a moment here. Catch your breath. You're in your squat. Take a moment. Okay, changing sides, going for that twist. Now your left hand down against the left knee, right hand up. Follow the fingers with your gaze here, looking up. All right, so now from here, we're going to work towards a bind. Left hand forward and wrap around the left knee. Right hand reaches back. See if you can interlace the fingers at the lower back. Open up through that right shoulder even more so you're gazing up. Okay, we're going to prepare to come to stand. Walk the feet in close. This time your left leg is going to come up. So when you're ready, tiptoe on your left leg. Strong right standing leg. Come all the way up to stand. Bring that left knee up with you. Keeping the upper body as firm, as upright as you can here. And when you're ready, finding your halfway fold for a strong standing leg. Find your halfway fold, stay, and go down with control back into your squat. Release the hands forward, round the back. Take a moment. Now bring your hands back in, press the palms, lift the hips. Right leg steps all the way back. Keep the back knee off the mat. Scoot your left toes forward. Now this time we're going to work that left shoulder underneath the left knee. If you need to already, you can release the back knee down first, okay? So that helps you a little bit more. As you snuggle that shoulder in, reach both hands back into your airplane hands. Reach here, stay. This is your option 1. Okay, option 2, working towards a bind, so both your hands towards the lower back. Okay, if you're binding or not, it doesn't matter. Ready for your option 3? You're going to slowly tuck into your back toes. Lift the back knee straight and strong off the mat. Stay here, couple breaths, strong legs. And when you're ready to release, release both hands down. Take extended side angle. Press your back heel down. And your right hand goes up and overhead. Your left palm is on the inside of your left foot. Take a moment here. Open up the chest. Looking down, we're going to go all the way to the back of the mat. Skandasana. So now your right knee's bent. Left leg straight. You're flexing your left toes. Lift the chest. Hands to your heart. All right, opening up the hands here. Right hand down, left hand reaches up. Your gaze follows your left fingers. All right, another option here. Taking a bind. Right hand around the right knee, left hand back. Doesn't matter if you're not binding, just hold on to your shirt, but open up that left shoulder. Slowly release the bind. Bring your fingers down onto the mat. Come back into your extended side angle, top of the mat. Left hand down, right hand up and overhead. If you can, sit into your hips a little bit lower. Strong back leg pressing down. Option to bind here. Left shoulder underneath the left knee. Right hand reaches back. binding the fingers, open up that right shoulder a little bit more. Releasing the bind, palms down, one-legged plank, left leg back, inhale, one-legged chaturanga, exhale, cobra, upward facing dog, inhale, back into your downward facing dog on your exhale. Okay, you can exhale out your breaths through the mouth. Inhale, exhale, sigh it out. As many times as you need to. Inhale, exhale. Regulate the breath here, slow it down. In your own time, you can stay down dog or come down to your child's pose. Give your legs a breather. Give your entire back line of the body a breather. Stay in your child's pose, or you can stay in your down dog as well. Completely up to you. Now we're done with our flow. The next part is that we're going to go into our peak pose for today. So all that hip opening and lower body work is going to bring us into this last section of the class. Take your time here. First, catch your breath. Slow down the heart rate by slowing down the breath as much as you can. When you're ready, make your way back into your downward facing dog. If you need to take a little bit longer break here, you can always pause the video and then come back into your practice. Now, for those who are ready, in your downward facing dog, look forward, come back to squat, top of your mat. You don't always have to hop, you can always walk it forward. Now from here, you're going to slowly lift the hips. Make sure your feet are mat width apart. This time you're going to work both shoulders underneath your knees, so both sides, one at a time. Maybe the left one first, maybe the right one first. You're going to use your hands to help deepen into that fold so your shoulders can go in a little bit more. When you're ready, press your palms down behind your feet. Sit your hips down into your arms. Now you should feel light into your toes here as you walk the feet forward. Maybe you can get a little lift off. Maybe you can cross your ankles here. Maybe lift the chest. So you're feeling it a lot into your hips here as you're sitting back into your Bhuja Pidasana. Option to straighten out the legs into your Titibhasana firefly pose. This is optional. If your hamstrings are okay, go for it. Point your toes forward and slowly come back to your Bhuja Pidasana. Cross the ankles and release the feet down. Stand all the way up. Forward fold from here. But we're going to take a bit of a shoulder release. Hands to the lower back. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold down. Give your shoulders a break. Your knees are bent here, so don't worry about straightening out. See how far can your palms go overhead without having any space between your palms. Slow down the breath here. We're going to cool down after this. This should feel pretty good. You can stay here a little bit longer or slowly find your halfway lift, palms down, your last vinyasa. Walk a hop back, plank, chaturanga. Cobra, upward facing, inhale. Your last downward facing dog, exhale. Release the breath. Now we're going to cross the ankles forward, coming to sit. Lower the hips down. Straighten your legs towards the top of your mat. Okay, so now you're going to bend into your right knee, cross your right shin over the left thigh. So you should feel closing down of the hips, flex into your left toes, inhale, exhale, fold all the way down. Now you're feeling two things here. Your left hamstring is stretching out. At the same time, your outer right hip is feeling it. So now we're closing down the hips. Take a moment here. Close your eyes if you need to. You should be feeling it into your left hamstring quite a bit. And slowly release. We're going to change sides. Now bend your left knee. Left shin, cross over the right thigh. Flex your right toes. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold forward. This should be quite a nice release, especially onto your outer left hip. At the same time, you're feeling it into your right hamstrings. Enjoying the stretch. And slowly coming back up. Straighten the legs. Now bend both knees, feet on the mat, hands towards the back. Press into the palms, open the chest. Windshield wiper your legs here, so both knees to the right. Twist the body to the left, shoulders away from the ears. Stay for a moment. He'll come back into center. Changing side, now knees to the left. Turn the head over to the right. And slowly come back into center, sitting tall. Keep your knees bent, feet on the mat, hands forward. You're going to round the back, taking it down to lie all the way down onto your mat. Bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug here, rocking the spine to the left, to the right. Or you can take your knees into a circular motion, your choice. Massaging your lower back. Now, one last thing here. Bring your feet onto the mat. Knees are still bent. Very slowly, left ankle over the right knee. Now you're going to open up through that left side. Okay, so if you need to use the hand, go ahead. Now both knees are going to drop over to the left side of the mat. Look over to the right side. Your hands can open up to a T. You're pressing both your shoulders down onto the mat. So this is like a figure 4, but with a twist. Now slowly coming back to center, release the left leg. Slowly changing sides here. The right over the left. This time both knees are dropping over to the right. Look over to the left. So this helps you release a lot of the work that we've been doing. Hands to a T or not, doesn't matter. Both shoulders pressing down. Your head goes in the opposite direction of the knees. Make your way back to center. Release the crossing. And slowly straighten out. Coming into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Relax every single part of the body down here. Make any adjustments where you need to. Shoulders are relaxed. Your hands are maybe facing up towards the ceiling if that feels good. Your lower back is relaxed. Your hips, the back of your legs here, your hamstrings are relaxed. Your feet, your ankles, your facial muscles especially. Relax the breath as well. So coming back into your natural breath and take a moment here. Stay as long as you need in your Shavasana. There's nothing else to do but just to breathe here and let go of your practice. Now slowly start to find movements coming back into your fingers and your toes, shaking your head from side to side. Take your time here. If you wish to stay a little longer in Shavasana, you can. So only come out when you're ready. Now if you're already finding movements, start to draw your knees into your chest, rocking the spine left and right. As gentle as you can here. There are no sudden movements. Your eyes are still closed. Now whenever you're ready, any which way that works for you, you You're going to find yourself coming all the way back up to a seated position. Any seated position of your choice. Finding stillness and a tall spine once more. Shoulders relax, your hands on top of your thighs. Close your eyes. Finding your breath coming back into the body here. And now join your palms together onto your forehead and slowly bow all the way down. Thank you so much for practicing with us today. Namaste.